If you notice on the agenda, it says co-champions, and they say behind every great man is a great woman. I'm going to change that. Behind a great woman is me. Behind Christy is me.
Thanks, Silas.
Folks, this initiative means to Wyoming County probably more than most people have envisioned, because we've been in it from the beginning. And the opportunity, and I wrote this down, it just came to me a minute ago as I was trying to think about what this initiative means to Wyoming County, is to seize the moment. You know, throughout our lives, we live in Wyoming County all of our lives, and during that lifetime, there may come one important event that happens that can affect everybody in the county. And when that opportunity presents itself, we must seize the moment. And this is what this initiative has provided and is providing for not only the environment, but for the people of Wyoming County. And we want to do that. One of the things that I've seen that Dave had up on his presentation here is something that we've talked about in our meetings, and I want to mention it here, that we need to keep in mind, is the word sustainability. You know, in 2013, we may have up to 1,000 Boy Scouts per day come into this county to do projects of several different kinds, but we want them to be sustainable. That means that we want those projects to live long after the Boy Scouts have gone, to be used by, to be seen by, to be appreciated by, to enhance Wyoming County. Because this is where we live, it's where we work, it's where we raise our families. And this initiative is important to us. And we want to seize the moment and do those things that will long live after this jamboree has moved on. We have decided and have begun to work on involving our kids here in this county, because we're going to have young students coming in from all over different parts of the country with different ideas, different beliefs and philosophies, different dialects, slangs. I'll tell you this little story about the slang of West Virginia. Back during the strike of 1963, my dad picked us up and moved us to Florida, that great bastion of hillbillies. I went to school down there and down in Florida. It wasn't all in one building, you had several buildings, and I had to go from one building to the next. I had been there long, maybe a week or two, and I was running through the yard to go to another building. It was like a satellite classroom, and the windows were open. Didn't have air conditioning in '63. The teacher stuck his head out the window and he said, Mullins. I stopped dead in my tracks. He said, come here. I said, oh Lord, it's been your week, Mama, in trouble. He said, get in here. So I walk in there, I didn't know one kid in that place. He's up in front of the classroom. He said, come up here. He said, turn around and face the class. And I did. He said, now, they want to hear you talk. I said, what? They said, yeah, like that. You got big kids. They want to hear me talk. I didn't know I talked funny. And we want to involve our kids in this initiative. So what we have done, I met with the Board of Education, Superintendent or Assistant Superintendent Frank Mann and Mr. Blackwell. They give me pretty much opportunity to go visit the schools, which I have already made contact with some schools, and we're going to start with their student councils in the lower grades now, to maybe get them to our November 10th meeting, which is our next meeting, so that we can have some input. And then we're going to go into the schools. Several of us we created a little team. We're going into the schools and kind of give them an update on what this is all about, and open it up and let the kids ask questions, because we want them to be a part of this initiative, because we think it's once in a lifetime experience, and we want them to be able to enjoy this experience. Folks, I think it's an exciting time in Wyoming County. Those of us that live here and work here every day, things are going on in Wyoming County now that have not been going on in our lifetime. Things are happening. Building new schools, businesses are coming in, jobs are being created. That doesn't mean that we don't have our problems. But we're attacking our problems head on. We're looking forward to the future because I think the future is bright for Wyoming County. One of the things that makes it even brighter is this initiative. It's coming up in 2013. We're looking forward to it. We're excited about it. And Christy will keep us in line, keep us organized. And I know that this is going to be a positive event in Wyoming County, and it will long be remembered as probably one of the glowing lights that's going to occur in Wyoming County. And I'm so happy to be a part of it. I know the folks that have been coming to our meetings, and the last meeting we had, we couldn't hold them. We're going to have to move it to a larger facility. On November the 10th, we're looking for a good crowd there. Folks, I think Wyoming County is excited about it. I know the commission is excited about it. And we're going to work diligently to make this, as Jason says, we're going to make it happen. Now I'm going to bring Christy up. Now, Christy is the rock. And she's going to introduce and talk about some of our committees that we've already appointed as we move forward with this initiative.
Okay, so I'm going to talk a little bit about some of the project focus areas that we'll be working on with the Boy Scouts during that week, and some of the ideas and projects that have came about during the last meeting that we had, and then we'll talk a little bit about some of the committees that we have and try to get you to volunteer for those committees. So the project focus areas are green-friendly, construction, infrastructure, wellness, and arts and education are the 5 main project focus areas for that week. Some of the things that we've talked about in some past meetings are trail building. Twin Falls State Park is interested in trail building. Captain McCoy Trail is interested in trail building, as well as the Great Eastern Trail is interested in the trail building aspect of it. There are several other projects for Twin Falls that they are interested in doing. We've talked about just lots of different things. Trail building has been one of the big things. River access has been another thing that we've discussed a lot, trying to get access to the Guyandotte River. And that's been one of the things that's been discussed quite a bit with some of these meetings as well. So trail building and river access are some of the ideas that they've come up with. There have been even talk about road signs throughout the county, and of course beautification at the entrances of Wyoming County is a big project that we'd like to do. So those are just some starting points for us to discuss and move forward on some of those projects and applications. So the project application is available for you to take home tonight. It is also available online, correct? Okay, great. It's available online as well. So you can accept, anybody can put in an application. You don't have to be an organization, it can be any individual can apply. And the committees that we have here in Wyoming County is the Youth Council Committee, the Public Relations and Media. Youth Council Committee, Susan England is going to be involved in that. With the media and public relations, we have Mary Catherine Brooks and John Conley that's going to be involved in that. The fundraising committee, Dale Stewart is the chairman of that. Of course, Wyoming County EDA is going to be the fiscal agent for the project. We have a volunteer committee. We have the arts and education committee, and then tonight we have the booth back there to tell you all about the summit, and Dave has lots of good information for you back there. So we'd like for you to look around at these, sign up for the committees that you'd be interested in. If you know people that would be good for these committees, that would, please let them know about it. Let us know about them, so that way we can get them on board. As Silas said, our next meeting is November the 10th at 10 o'clock at the current Technical Center. So if you guys can visit those booths, invite people to that meeting, and get more people involved. We will not be able to do it with just these 12 people that are here tonight. We're going to have hundreds and hundreds of people for that week. So we need as many people as possible involved for that week. We're going to need volunteers for supervisors to supervise them. We're going to have materials, supplies for the projects, and So we're gonna need a lot of volunteers for that week. So the more people, the better. So we encourage you to volunteer and send folks our way to sign them up for committees, and hopefully we'll be able to promote you on the 10th. With that, I think that's all I have.
There's a lot here that some of you don't know. I want to try to introduce you to some of them. Let's see. Back here is covered out with the CCC. Jennifer, you met. Marie's here. Dave, you met. Guys being very quiet back here. You know, we don't want to get him started over here at 10 o'clock. That's Robert back there. We'll be here all night. He's the head here. Joel is taking pictures over here. Allie is right here. And Courtney
Is out front.
is out front. As Christy said, our next meeting is the 10th at 10 a.m. at the Career Technical Center. We'd like to have all of you come back to that meeting, and we're trying to get as many, as Christy said, folks, this is not a two-person event. Two people's not going to be able to put this on. And I know that that's not the way it's going to turn out. We've had great response. A lot of people have shown an interest in this project, and it is going to occur. It's going to occur big time. We've also, one of the things that I want to mention real quick, these kids will be coming in here on a bus, and our plans are right now, we're going to make it an enjoyable adventure for them, because it may be their first and last time to visit Wyoming County, to take part in Wyoming County. We're going to make it an enjoyable experience. Buzz is going to be, what Buzz he's on, they're going to hear ghost stories, I can tell you that right now. The polecat monster story, and I don't know. Just so that you know, Wyoming County, we're into everything. Ghostbusters are going to be in the courthouse on Saturday night. Buzz will be down there.
That's
They
true.
told me,
Yeah.
we're going to have the Ghostbusters in there to get that courthouse monster. We're going to box. We're going to put him in. We're going to catch him and put him in that box. And Bud told me he's even going to turn the lights out. So, folks, it is an exciting time in Wyoming County. And we're glad that you're a part of it. I know you're going to enjoy it. The ride's going to be great, as that little video said. It's going to be a great ride, a great adventure. We're glad to be a part of it. We're glad that you are working with us to make this a huge success in Wyoming County. Thank you for coming.
I need a picture.
Let's get everybody together, and she'll get a picture, and we'll all be immortal. She'll put it in the paper.